How's it going, guys? Dinny here, and we've got some exciting stuff lined up for you guys over the next few episodes. Thanks to our friends at Gordon River Cruises, we'll be heading up to the West Coast of Tasmania to check out their newly launched Spirit of the Wild. A lot of thought has gone into the design of this boat, as well as the sound, which is what makes it so unique. As you head down the Gordon River, it changes over to electric motors, so not only will you enjoy the uninterrupted views of the Gordon River, but you'll also be able to hear the natural sound of this World Heritage area. Be sure to check out the description below and further details about the Gordon River Cruises, and how you can organise your next holiday to this wild part of Tasmania. If you're travelling from Hobart, most people like to take the Far West Coast Road. We've decided to go against this and head up through the middle of Tasmania instead. It adds about another 20 minutes to our 4.5 hour journey, but that's because we wanted to drop into a couple of the local distilleries along the way. The first of which is in Kempton, and you probably could have guessed it, it's called the Old Kempton Distillery. The Old Kempton Inn was built in 1842 by, you guessed it, a convict, embezzler turned innkeeper, William Ellis. It was one of the finest inns on the road from Hobart to Launceston, where weary travellers and their horses could rest overnight. The convict brick stables, once home to 22 horses, now houses Old Kempton's Tasmanian-made copper still. It took 7.5 months working 7 days a week to fully restore this heritage-listed property. Here we were introduced to Robbie, who was kind enough to show us around the property and to talk to us on what goes into making whiskey, and why Old Kempton is putting Tasmania on the map in terms of world-winning products.
But this one here, this is pretty cool. This is how whiskey starts off. Back in the day, all the farmers used to use their excess crop and ferment it, distill it, and make basically rough mooching.
Yes,
You know?
yeah, okay.
And then over time, when they introduced barrels, partly for hiding it and for transporting it, they realised that the barrels imparted flavour and character and colour as well, and created a nicer spirit. So this is how we start our whiskey off. So we take our malted barley, we ferment the sugars and then distill it, and this is what you've got. So on its own, it's pretty much baby whiskey. It's beautiful.
Oh, is it?
Do you want a wee taste?
Oh, I'm not driving, so
Fair enough.
I won't say no.
Thanks, Adam. Cheers, mate. So just take a wee sip. You don't need to gulp it.
Now at this moment here, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was panicking. I really wanted to avoid a moment like this.
Not great. It's kind of like vodka in a way.
Maybe that's why I like it.
I don't like vodka.
So when Robbie offered me a try of their vodka, I wasn't going to be impolite and refuse. My heart was pounding so fast as I went to have that sip.
And just roll it around your tongue a few times, and then just let it roll down the back of your throat. So if you think of malted barley and the sugar.
Now this look here is a look of surprise. I was shocked. I totally get it now how people can drink this stuff straight. I've been drinking mediocre vodka and whiskey for years. I honestly thought, how could there be much of a difference between vodkas and whiskies? You know, people are just putting it on. This stuff is smooth and spicy and has this slight numbing sensation. I've never had anything like this, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since.
The sugars that you get from that, you're essentially making something like a Milo, Ovaltine Horlicks, right? It's a nice malty drink. And then when you ferment it, you make a nice fruity beer. And that's where your alcohols and your esters and flavours are created.
Wow.
And then when you distill that, you help to refine those alcohols.
It's got this real spiciness to it in a way as well. Maybe just me because I've never really had it before, but I don't normally like vodka because I find vodka like really just, but that's really smooth. That's really cool.
Thanks very much, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're drinking is 50%, believe it or not.
I can feel it.
Right.
But it's still really smooth though. It doesn't have that same kind of punch. It's really yummy. How much are you distilling at any one time?
How many days production we're doing? 6? No, 5 days I think we're doing currently. So 5 days a week we'll create about enough for 5 100 litre barrels of whiskey or spirit.
That's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very small bar size.
Well, yeah, I suppose,
I mean, you can fit that in one barrel in Scotland. Quite literally, you know. In fact, what we make, a big distillery in Scotland probably spilled that in a year.
Wow.
Or even just evaporates out of the barrels. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So when you compare the scales, then we're They're the opposite.
It's not quantity, it's quality.
That's it. And that's
Yeah,
literally how we focus on.
yep.
It's literally focusing on the quality aspect of the spirit, not the
And that's
quantity.
very good. Oh.
So, going on from that, maybe tasting
Yes.
the whiskey. How's that? Right. Try this one. Now, we won a big award with this one. Actually, won
Okay.
2 awards. For this one, I think we won at the Australian Distilled Spirits Awards and the Tasting Australia Awards in South Australia. So we picked up silver for this one. Even bigger than that, see that one over there?
Yes.
So the World
yeah.
Whiskies Awards is like the Oscars. It is the
Ah,
Oscars, the top awards in the world for alcohol.
Yep.
We won gold for best single malt 12 years and under.
Wow.
So in fact that's it up there. Yeah. So it was a small 20 litre Pinot Noir cask.
So that's a world recognised.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice work.
So it's pretty cool because if you look at Tassie in general, not just us, but the world's best whiskey is Tasmanian, the world's best vodka is Tasmanian, and the world's best gin is Australian, and silver is that was us. So it's pretty cool. You know?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're
So
killing it.
Tassie is absolutely acing it. Just
Oh
now
my
in the
goodness.
in the world scene. So.
And so it was this one that you were saying that was a winner.
Yeah, so basically if you take this spirit here, your new make spirit, you age that in a barrel that's had something in it previously, right? Not
Yep.
whiskey, but something like a wine and a fortified wine. The flavour and the character of that wine still exist in the wood.
Yes.
So when the spirit goes into that barrel, initially it soaks into the wood, and then any volatile aspects of the spirit kind of work its way through the pores of the barrel and evaporate is what we call the angel share. So it's the evaporation losses. But what that does is that all the other spirit that works back into the barrel is being refined and improved,
Incredible.
and it's drawing some of that flavour from the wood, from the Pinot or the port or the sherry or whatever was in the wood previously, plus all the tannins and flavours and colour of the wood as well. You probably find this is a wee bit easier drinking and with a lot more flavour, which is good. But essentially what you're doing is it's the same spirit, it's just that it's what the barrel has done to it to create this. So that colour's natural, literally just from the barrel, nothing else. Because in Tasmania that's part of the setup, is that you can only colour your whiskey from your barrel. Pretty cool.
I'm finding it really incredible how easy it is for someone that doesn't drink this stuff to drink, because it's just so smooth. And it's got, it's kind of like a numbing sensation as well, but it's really like pleasant. It's just, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Gonna try that one.
So we've also put a lot of work, a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
There's no automation in what we do. It's all done by hand, by experience, by taste and preference.
So where do you source the casks from?
So I'll take you through there as well. I'll show you them all. Mainly from Cooperage, about 20 minutes down the road in Bridgewater.
So it's all local as well, that sort of stuff.
Mm.
That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty much for Old Kempton Distillery. That's a big focus.
Yes.
Is local. We use Tasmanian barley, Tassie water. We use barrels that have been, stored in some kind of Australian fortified wine. If we can get Tasmanian, even better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this one here, this was actually from Frogmore Creek, the barrel. So it would have started as a 220 litre barrel to start with. And then once they'd used that barrel, once they got the most out of it,
Yes.
they then sell it to the cooperage. And then they break it down from 220 to about that size there, which is 100 litres. Which is behind
Oh
there.
yeah, yep.
Or even a 20 litre barrel.
Yep.
So there's a lot of work that goes into that, but it's primed and ready to go. It's perfect for a single malt distillery, absolutely perfect. So as
You
soon
can
as,
tell by the look in your eyes, you're just like,
yeah.
oh, it's gold right
definitely,
there. Yeah,
definitely. And as soon as the spirit's in there, we've done our part in making the best spirit that we can. They've done their part in giving us the best barrel that they can. So when you combine the two together and you have an understanding of the environment that it's in,
Yes.
you get to know how the spirit's going to work with the barrel. And then our job then is to figure out when we take it out.
Robbie then took us into the distillery to show us where all the magic happens. Now, I really don't want to go into detail on the process of what Old Kempton do to make their amazing products, as I would really love for you to go there and experience it yourself. You can tell Robbie and his team are very passionate about what they do. They have a great way of explaining the process to novices like myself, and can answer any questions to the serious whiskey enthusiast. Old Kempton run daily tours. Each tour includes an 8-minute introductory film in their theatre room. The tour also includes behind-the-scenes access to the distillery and bond store and a fully guided tasting of 4 Old Kempton spirits in one of their dedicated tasting rooms. Tours run 1:30 p.m. every day, excluding public holidays. Bookings are essential, and a link can be found in the description below.
The size of these things. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's incredible. I could fit in one of those. Don't get any ideas.
So these are private barrels.
Yes, I did see that on your website that like you could order them.
Yeah. So these are actually owned by other people. Every barrel you can see in this part of the building is privately owned. So it's anything from 20 litres up to this size, which is 350 litres. And I think the biggest one that we filled for somebody is 500 litres. It's
500
4 weeks production into 1 barrel. It's crazy. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll take you through next door actually, because our own barrels are sitting through here.
So these are all just private ones, and then you've got.
And then this is the one.
This is yours.
So this is all in. Actually, I think some of those ones out there might be yours as well. So I think a lot of those ones are ours. It's just that we've moved them from here just now.
Because
you're a few things right just now.
You can buy your whiskies and stuff online, can't you? Mm-hmm. Can people buy them from overseas?
Do you know what? No.
Not yet.
Only because we'd love to. But we don't have a big infrastructure in terms of like how we can organise those whiskies to. Because a lot of countries it's illegal.
So everyone's just going to have to come here to Tassie to buy it themselves.
Come to Tassie, guys, definitely.
Are you excited that you not only want to go to Old Kempton, but want to bring all your family and friends as well? Well, Old Kempton can accommodate bookings from 8 to 40 people. They have spaces suitable for conferences, meetings, birthdays and celebrations. They have a range of catering options, ample parking, wheelchair access and are fully licensed. They can tailor a package to suit your needs. Just simply send them an email to info@oldkemptondistillery.com.au. We'd like to thank Robbie and his team for their hospitality and introducing us to the world of distilling. As we were driving away from Old Kempton on the way to Nant Distillery, Matt and I got to talking about how amazing the experience was and how we were inspired to talk to other distillers and potentially winemakers as well in Tasmania. Because as we're just finding out, there are a lot of them and they all have their own story. We then reached Nant Distillery. The name comes from the meaning stream, which was the name given by the first Welsh settler to both the valley and the estate. Unfortunately, no one was available to give us a guide to this amazing property, but that should only encourage you to come to this estate and explore it for yourself. Now, don't ask me how I do it, but I always seem to find duck. And I love duck.
Duck!
What are they?
Ducks.
What are they?
Dinner.
Delicious.
Nant Distillery was catapulted to global renown when Jim Murray, the world's foremost whiskey commentator, scored Nant single malt whiskey American Oak Bourbon Wood a 95.5 out of 100. This is the rarest of scores that saw Nant rated among the top 50 whiskies in the world. There are a couple of tours available at 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. You can find a link to book in the description below. It's no wonder Nant have the estate available for functions and weddings. It's a perfect backdrop for any event. If you'd like to hold an event here, simply get in contact with events manager Alex Coyle by emailing him at alex@australianwhiskeyholdings.com. I would have loved to have stayed at Nant Distillery just a bit longer, but looking at the clock, we were still 2.5 hours away from Strawn, and it was going to get dark real quick. As we hit the road again, the landscape starts to change, and you start to see a lot of native habitat as you're heading into the national park area. The roads become unsurfaced, but are still manageable if you're travelling in a small car. Summer was an awful time for this area. Bushfires raged the horizon, taking with it much of this national park area. And even though you can see nature fighting back, the extent of the fires is still very much apparent. If you're driving to Strawn, I would recommend leaving as early as possible to get there before it gets dark. The roads towards the end get very windy, and in this part of Tasmania, when it rains, it can really pour. We got stuck in the middle of some serious downpour, and it's like nothing we've ever seen before. The rain was coming down almost horizontally. It was like going into hyperdrive in Star Wars. It was very cool. We're staying in Strawn Village. It's a very comfy and convenient place to stay while you're in Strawn. They have cosy cottages or inviting hotels for you to pick from. When you arrive, simply check in at the reception down the main village area. Then there's a hill to the left that you'll travel up to the main accommodation area. We were set up in the hilltop executive room with the harbour view. And oh my gosh, that bed is probably the best bed that I have slept on in any hotel. It is so comfy. I'm not just saying that. During the day, these rooms have some really amazing views that oversee the whole village. It's really quite amazing to look out at. We went to Hamer's Hotel for dinner and then straight to bed to rest up for the next day when we head off on the Gordon River Cruise. So this episode we're going to be going on the Gordon River Cruise, just down there. It's got huge sentimental value to Matthew and myself. Not only is it the boat that we got engaged on, but it's also the boat that Matthew himself built. So I'm very excited for this, and I know that after watching this you guys will be pumped to go on as well.